begin this series with a counter for the cross-arm drag go-behind. It's simply a redrag. Don't resist your opponent, just turn the tables on him. Step in quickly, grab the tricep, redrag him. Don't resist his drag, go with it. As soon as you're jerked off balance, move forward. Step toward him. Go behind, secure control. The counter for the cross-arm drag drop to ankle depends upon the position of your opponent's head, whether behind or in front of your thigh. If his head is behind, place your palm inside his thigh and lay back on that arm. This forces him to the mat. It's a switch. Always follow up. Check him momentarily. When he drops in, brace against him. Shoot your hand to his thigh, lay back on it, and switch. If your opponent drops in with his head in front of your thigh, your counter is different, but still extremely effective. Drift your legs back, apply a quarter Nelson, and lower his head. Maneuver towards his back. Change the hold to an under half Nelson with a reverse arm drag. When applying the quarter Nelson, be sure to lower his head, which enables you to move behind him. Countering the cross-arm drag forward trip puts you in an excellent position for a cross-chest pin. The counter is a step across. When trapped and falling, drop to your shoulder point and pivot on it to throw your legs across his body at a right angle. Let him pull you down to your shoulder, then step across. Anticipate. Throw your legs across at a right angle. Your counterattack can be just as effective as your attack, as shown by this counter to a cross-arm drag backward trip. Learn to anticipate. When he has your leg hooked and you are falling backwards, set up a redrag. At the same time, move your buttocks laterally and swing up into a cross-body ride position. Remember to redrag and scoot your buttocks to one side for the lateral movement. Don't sit there. Your leg is in his crotch, so swing up over his back. Countering the double overhook and trip requires several quick moves on your part. Hook your arms around his and drive your head into his chest and drift your legs out of trip range. Drop to your knees and into a double leg tackle and back heel trip. Go for the pin. Bear hug him. Press your head into his chest. Drop and follow up with the back heel trip. The first counter in this series is for the very popular double leg lock drop, utilizing a double arm rip off and sit through. Lock your hands under his triceps. Rip up, sit deep, and step over for 5 points. Rip up hard and be sure to sit through deep and step over. Countering the cross knee trip involves using your leg as an extension of your arm, or what is called an elongated switch. Your arms are not available for a double arm lift, so you first cup his chin and rip his head behind you. Then reach around and hook your own knee and swing out. Here it is again in slow motion. Move his head to the rear. Apply an elongated switch. To counter the cross back heel trip, you must act with authority. Move hard and fast. Begin with a double arm rip off. Set under him, not away from him. That puts him off balance. And then step over forcefully. Remember to sit down under him after you rip up on his arms. Step across with authority, roll him up, and pin him. This very effective counter for the leg hook trip can result in a quick pin. When your opponent drops in and hooks your leg, drop quickly below his head and drive your shoulder into his chest. Reach over and grab that far free leg. Pick it up and roll him into a cradle. Your leg is nailed down. Drive into his chest, get his free leg, pick it up, roll him onto his back. Although the leg pickup to trip is a very effective offensive hold, it can be countered if you work quickly. Bend your trap leg around his in a Z position. Overhook his near arm. Push his face away with the other arm. And step down hard with the trapped leg. Z position your trap leg on his, overhook his arm. Push hard on his face, and shoot your trap leg straight down. An extremely popular series. Let's begin by showing the counter for the often used double leg tackle. Brace and drive your hips into his shoulder. Drift your legs out. Drop across his back. Catch an ankle. Pick it up. Tilt. Go into a reverse arm drag. Remember, drift. Catch and pick up an ankle. Tilt. Release the ankle and move into a reverse arm drag. For a stutter step tackle, he'll be coming in deep. Your best counter is a cross-face forearm drag. After he drops in, apply cross-far arm drag and drive him into a pinning position. Don't put your arm over his eyes, mouth, or nose. Keep the hip pressure tight against his shoulder. Often your opponent will drive in for a tackle to back heel trip. For a moment, he has excellent control. Here's the counter. You must rip up hard on his arms, getting enough freedom for you to swing your free leg wide over his, roll him laterally towards his tripping leg. Pivot on your trapped leg, throw him to his back, and you have a good pinning position. All moves in this series start from the neck and elbow or locked horns position. Let's open with the basic duck under, go behind. The counter is a switch. Stay alert, switch him before he gets behind you. Here it is again in slow motion. He'll try to get behind you. It will give him a big advantage. Don't let him. Switch him. The counter for the shuck wrist and elbow pull-through is quick, forceful, and can often lead to a pin. As he pulls you through, step into a cross body block. Hook his leg and trip him backwards. When he lands, he'll be wide open for a cradle pin. Fold him up for a pin before he recovers. Countering the shot put go behind involves moving into your opponent who is already behind you. It's a crawfish trip maneuver. Back up, step behind him, back heel him from a standing position. After you hook him, slip into a cross body block. When your opponent is behind you, you crawfish trip to either side. Learn to make your counters to both left and right.